everyone, welcome back and thank you for joining me once again. Today I have a yoga sequence that is going to be really relaxing for you. This is a nice everyday sequence. It's got some focus on your hips, your lower back, and the backs of your legs. So this one will really focus on the lower part of your body as well as the back side of your body. So we're going to come into a nice seated position. Get nice and comfortable. If this is comfortable for you, you can sit with crossed legs in front of you, or you can bring your legs out to the side. This takes a little bit of pressure off of your knees. I'm going to keep my legs crossed for this first beginning part. We're going to do a movement that's based on a Qigong movement, and it's called pulling down the heavens. It's a nice way to balance out your breathing and balance out your mind. If you have a very, very active day leading up to this yoga session, this is a nice way to just put all of that activity behind you, kind of quiet your mind before you actually get into the yoga sequence. So if you're familiar with pulling down the heavens, you can close your eyes, or you can watch me for this first sequence and then start to close your eyes as we move along. So we're gonna bring your fingertips out to the side of the mat. Take a nice big inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky, and exhale. Pull down the heavens. Let's bring those fingertips out to the side once again. Deep inhale, sweep those arms all the way up, and exhale. Press all of that energy down. One more time, fingers out to the side. Nice deep inhale, bring those arms all the way up. Palms of your hands together, and then let's bring our palms to our heart center. Let your thumbs touch right above where your heart is in the center of your chest, and close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Just let all of that stress go. Take another nice deep inhale. Hold it for a second and exhale, release. Slowly open your eyes. Let's take your left hand, place your left hand down on the mat. Take your right arm and extend that right arm straight up to the sky. Make sure your left shoulder is down and away from your ears. Try not to bring it all the way up. That's going to stress out your upper back and continue to contribute to any tightness you might be feeling. If that shoulder's down and away, you're able to relax into this pose a little bit more. You can look straight up at your fingertips, or you can look straight ahead, whatever feels most comfortable on your neck. Nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, let's lower that hand down. Place your right hand on the mat, extend that left arm straight up to the sky. Feeling this nice stretch along the left hand side of your body. Feeling that stretch from your fingertips all the way down your arm, maybe into the left side of your rib cage, maybe down into your abdomen. Nice deep inhale, exhale, let's lower that left hand down. Let's take that right arm, extend that right arm straight up once again, and now start to reach across the room, making sure to keep your elbow straight. We want a nice straight elbow for this pose. We don't want to bend it because we'll extend a little bit too much. And then make sure that those sits bones are planted firmly into the mat. Try not to lift yourself up off the mat. Try to stay nice and seated, nice and grounded. Deep inhale. Exhale, lift your chin slightly on a slant. Let's bring that right hand down. Bend your elbow. Place your right hand just behind your head. If you have a ponytail, it's right where your ponytail is. If you don't, it's where your ponytail should go. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, start to rotate that elbow slightly to the back of the room, still keeping that left shoulder down and away from your ears. Deep inhale, exhale. Let's rotate forward. Let's bring that right hand down. Let's do the same on the left side. Extend that left arm straight up to the sky, and then start to reach over, continuing with this nice straight line from the tips of your fingertips all the way down your arm, either looking forward or looking up, whatever feels most comfortable for your neck. Continuing to breathe, paying attention to those sits bones, making sure the bony part of your bum is resting firmly on the mat. Deep inhale. As you exhale, lift that chin slightly on a little bit of an angle. Let's bend your left elbow. Palm of your hand goes just behind your head. Feeling this nice stretch, deep inhale, and then exhale. Start to rotate that shoulder toward the back of the room, the elbow towards the back of the room. Don't overextend, only go as deep as you feel comfortable in this pose. Nice deep inhale, and exhale. Let's rotate forward once again. Let's bring that left hand down on the mat. Let's roll out our shoulders. Bring a little bit of energy back into your shoulders. And let's extend your legs straight out in front of you. Going to come into a nice seated forward bend. It's going to lengthen the muscles behind your legs. What I want you to do is to pay attention to your body. If for any reason you feel a little bit of pain, don't push too hard in this pose. You don't need to fold completely over your legs, just coming into this nice and comfortably. Bring your fingertips out to the side of the mat. Deep inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale, open your arms and swan dive down, bringing your hands down towards your knees, your shins, your ankles, or all the way down to the bottom of your feet, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Now, if you are flexible, but you're having trouble getting into this pose, that's okay. Your muscles might be a little bit tight today. We'll work on extending them so that you can get a little bit more flexible. Now, pay attention to your body. If you feel like you're pulling on the upper part of your back, make sure those shoulders aren't up by your ears. Make sure they're down and away. This helps you to sit a little bit more comfortably in this pose. Now pay attention to your lower back. If your lower back hurts for any reason, just lift your head slightly and look at the tips of your toes. That will help to flatten your back out just a little bit, and you'll be able to sit in this pose a little bit more comfortably. Now with your toes, try to make sure those toes are pointed up to the sky. Flex those feet. This will help to lengthen those muscles. Take a deep inhale, slowly coming up into a seated position. Start with your right leg. Let's bend that right knee. Sole of your foot comes to the inside of your thigh. You can keep your foot here if this feels comfortable for you, or you can try to bring that foot to the outside of your left thigh. Play with this and see where you feel most comfortable. There is no advanced variation of this pose. It's just whatever feels comfortable for your body. Make sure that left foot is still flexed, toes pointed up to the ceiling. Deep inhale, extend that left arm all the way out to the side. Exhale, bring that arm in. Wrap the inside of your elbow around your knee. Right hand goes just behind the small of your back, helping yourself to sit up nice and tall. Make sure that hand is close to your body. We don't want it to be far away so that you go into a lazy boy pose where you're reclined. We want to sit up nice and tall and then look over your right shoulder slightly. Looking toward the right hand side of the room, continuing to breathe, taking nice deep inhales, nice full exhales. Again, do a check, make sure that left foot is flexed, toes pointed up to the ceiling, and then let's start to add in some neck circles. Rocking that head back and forth from right to left, rolling it along the front part of your body. If it feels good, you can build up to full circles, really rolling that head around. If it feels comfortable for you, you can also close your eyes. This helps to break up any stress or tension that you're holding onto in your shoulders. Continuing to breathe, nice deep inhale. Let's sit up nice and tall, bring some stillness to your neck. Glance over that right shoulder just a little bit more. Deep inhale and exhale. Let's rotate around facing the front. Extend your right leg straight out on the mat. Reposition as you need to. Let's do the same with that left leg. Bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your thigh. Let's bring that foot to the outside if it feels comfortable. If not, you can keep it on the inside. Make sure those sits bones are planted in the mat. Make sure that right foot is extended, toes pointing up to the sky. Deep inhale, extend that right arm all the way out to the side. Exhale, bring that arm in. Wrap the inside of your arm around your knee. Your left shoulder goes back and down, and glance over your left side. Continuing to breathe, sitting up nice and tall. Really feeling this nice twist. So seated twist pose. This helps to nourish your ascending colon, your descending colon. It's wonderful for digestion. You can add in some neck circles if you like. This also helps to lengthen the muscles behind your legs, giving you a little bit more flexibility, helping you get the full benefit of all of those muscles. Nice deep inhale. Let's sit up nice and tall in this pose. If you're doing neck circles, let's bring stillness to our neck. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Let's release, facing forward once again. Extend that left leg straight out in front of you. Both feet are flexed. Let's try that forward bend once again. Fingertips out to the side of the mat. Deep inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale, open your arms and swan dive down. Bringing your hands to your knees, your shins, your ankles, your toes, wherever you feel comfortable. And then paying attention to where your hands are. Maybe you're just a tiny little bit deeper into this pose than you were before. If you are, great. If not, that's okay too. This pose, doing this on a regular basis, is really going to help you to build up that flexibility and really get the full benefit of all of the muscles behind your legs. Continuing to breathe. Nice deep inhale. Nice full exhale. And on your next inhalation, let's come up into a seated position. Now let's bend your right leg. Bring the sole of your foot to the inside of your left thigh, and then let's kind of rock off to the side. Bend your left knee so that the sole of your foot is just off to the side of your hip. So if you look down, you've got a little bit of a zigzag with your legs, which is why I call this pose zigzag legs. Let's rotate your torso so that you're looking over the inside of your right thigh. Plant your left fingertips on the ground in front of your shins. right fingertips go in the ground above your thigh. Let's bring your shoulders back and down. Sit up nice and tall in this pose. Deep inhale and then exhale. Let's walk over the inside of your thigh. You're going to aim for your knee and come to a spot that feels comfortable for you. I love to do this pose. I offer this one in a lot of my videos because it is so beneficial. It's like a 3-in-1 pose. You can do 3 different variations of this, whatever feels good for you. So right now I'm resting on my forearms. This helps to take pressure off of your lower back. If you sink all the way down into this pose and extend your arms out in front of you, or make fists with your hands and rest your forehead on your hands, this helps to get into your hips. So the reason that you rest your forehead on your hands is it brings your head in line with your heart. So if you're suffering from allergies or sinus, or you might have a cold, this helps you to breathe a little bit more easily. On the same note, you can also come up really high into this pose, sitting up nice and tall. This helps to get into your sciatic nerve. Whatever you need right now is the variation you should take. Continuing to breathe, nice deep inhales, nice full exhales, and then wherever you are, walk yourself up into a seated position. Rotate your torso so that you're facing me, keeping your legs where they are. We're going to go into a little bit of a twist. So take your right hand, place your right hand anywhere along the left side of your left thigh. So anywhere from your hip down to your knee, wherever you are comfortable. Take your left hand and just place your left hand behind your back, similar to the way we did in our seated twist pose just a few moments ago. And then glance off to the left-hand side of your body. This is a zigzag twist. This helps to continue to rotate that spine, helps to bring blood flow into your spine. So if you have a tight back, it's a great way to help ease any tension or tightness that might be building up. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, let's rotate and face forward, and then let's switch our legs. So let's bring that left leg around in front of you. A right foot goes out to the side. Sole of your left foot is up against the top of your right thigh. Rotate your torso so that you're lined up with the inside of your left thigh. Right fingertips below your shin, left fingertips above your thigh. Let's bring those shoulders back and down, sitting up nice and tall. Deep inhale and then exhale. Start to walk yourself forward, coming to whatever height you feel comfortable with on this side. I'm going to stop at my forearm so I can talk, and seeing how this feels on this side. Now, whatever height you were at on your right hand side, you don't have to do the same on this side. You can do another level. If your sciatic nerve hurts on one side but your hips are tight on the opposite, wherever your body needs this stretch, that's where you should be. So another great benefit of this pose is that it's very calming for your mind. It's a great way to just let any stress or worry that's in your head kind of fade away. Very, very relaxing for you. Continuing to breathe. On your next deep inhalation, walk yourself back up into a seated position. Rotate your torso so that you're facing the screen. And let's do the same on the opposite side. So let's take your left hand, place your left hand on the outside of your right thigh. Right hand goes just behind the small of your back, coming into a very mild twist. Again, if you have back pain, a very tight back, or you're just getting over a back injury, this is a really nice pose to start to increase the mobility in your back, help to increase the blood flow to your spine. Wherever blood flows, healing goes. So it's very, very healing for your spine. Take a deep inhale, sit up nice and tall, and exhale. Rotate around. Now we're going to bring our feet in front of us. Soles of your feet on the mat, bent knees. We're going to come down into a reclined position. Place your hands on either side of your legs and guide yourself all the way down onto the mat. Bring your feet just a little bit closer to your body. You're going to go into a movement that I call thread the needle. We're going to start with our left leg. So take your left leg, lift your left leg up, rotate it at the hip. Make sure the bony part above your ankle rests on your knee. We don't want to rest our foot, because when you rest your foot, you kind of curl your ankle and you can risk an injury. So the bony part is probably the safest part to rest on. Take your left hand, place it on the inside of your thigh, and just press that out. So this is a very easy version, a very easy variation of thread the needle. If for any reason you have very, very tight hips, or if you can't reach through for this next variation of this pose, this is where you can stay. You still get a lot of benefit from this pose. I like to do this one after a long run, and I like to stick with this variation because this is what I have the energy for. However, if you want to take this to the next level, release that pressure on the inside of your thigh. Take your left hand, and if you look down, you've created a triangle with your legs. So you're going to take your left hand, and you're going to go in the middle of this triangle. You're going to take your right hand to the outside of your right leg, lift that right foot up off the mat, bringing it in towards your head. You can interlace your fingers below your knee or behind your thigh. If your hands are behind your thigh or below your knee, if you're in this variation, you can take your elbow and place your elbow on the inside of your left thigh and just kind of press that out a little bit. I don't know if you can see where I am, but just by doing that motion, it stretches out your hip just a little bit more. When I do that, I have to put my hands behind my thigh because I kind of stretch out a little bit. So there's a few other variations that you can take. You can stay here, and when you're here with your right foot, you can either flex your foot, you can point your toes, you can let your foot be lazy and just hang, or you can introduce some ankle circles, getting some movement in. But whatever you feel comfortable doing, whatever your body wants at this time. If you want to take this pose a little bit deeper, you can extend that leg straight up to the sky, once again pointing, flexing, rotating, or being lazy. You can also, and this is whether your leg is straight up or if your knee is bent, you can lift your head up off the mat, bringing it up and in towards your shin. This will get into your core. This will help to strengthen your core a little bit. Make sure that if your head is up off the mat, you continue to breathe, taking deep inhales and full exhales. We don't want to forget to breathe, especially when we're working on our abs, because we don't want to pass out. Okay, you can also take another variation of this pose, and that's walking your hands up and grasping your ankles. That gets you a little bit deeper into this pose, and I don't have a whole lot of flexibility today, so I can't reach all the way up to my ankle. So I'm just going to stay right here in a nice comfortable stretch. You can feel this into your glutes along the backs of your legs, continuing to breathe. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, if your leg is straight up to the sky, bend your knee. If your foot is up off the mat, let's release your fingertips, lower that foot down, and everyone uncross your legs, bring the sole of your foot down onto the mat, and let yourself lie here for a moment. Feel that right side of your body, feeling nice and stretched. It probably feels a little heavy, so you might feel a little bit uneven, like you're rolling off to the right-hand side, which you're not, you're still flat on the mat, but you just feel a little bit of unevenness because of that stretch that we've done on the right-hand side. So now we're going to do the same on the opposite side. Let's lift your right leg, rotate your right leg at the hip. Make sure, once again, that the bony part above your ankle is resting on your knee. Take your right hand to the inside of your right thigh and press it out. So I like to do this to start off thread the needle. If I haven't done a whole lot of hip work leading up to this pose, and usually like two or three, I like to have at least 2 or 3 poses that focus on the hips, or doing this at the end of a 1-hour session. I like to press on the inside of the thigh. It opens up your hips a little bit so that you don't go into thread the needle cold. So it's a nice little bit of a hip opener, and it's nice prep work for the pose. Okay, you can choose to stay here, or you can release the pressure on the inside of your thigh. Take your right hand going through the triangle that you've created. Left hand goes to the outside of the left leg. Let's lift that left foot up off the mat. Reach through, interlace your fingers either below your knee or behind your thigh, or take that variation where the leg goes up to the sky. Once again, no matter where you are, ankle circles, point, flex, or be lazy. Let your foot just relax for this pose. So this pose really helps to open up your hips. It's another great hip opener that I like to offer. Also helps to release pressure in the lower part of your back. Now, if your foot is flexed, if your foot is up to the sky and your foot is flexed, you're helping to lengthen the muscles behind your legs. This pose also gets into your glutes a little bit. It helps to stretch out your glutes. This is also wonderful for sciatica. If you have any issues with sciatica from being in a seated position all the time, it can be very painful. So this pose itself is so beneficial to help stretch out that sciatic nerve. It's not going to cure it, but it's going to help it to feel a lot better than it was. Also helps to take pressure off your lower back. Great stress relief for your lower back. Okay, if your foot is up in the sky, let's bend your knee. If your foot is up off the ground, release your fingertips, lower that foot down to the ground, and then everyone, uncross that right leg, bring the sole of your right foot down onto the mat, and let yourself lie here for a moment. Now feel that balance in your body. Make any small adjustments that you need to. Reposition your hips or your shoulders, and let yourself lie here and feel this balance in your body. The nice openness in your hips, the stretch of your sciatic nerve, the openness in your lower back. If you had your foot extended up to the sky, maybe you can feel this in the muscles behind your legs. Okay, now let's get a little bit more hip movement in. Bring your hands up to the side of your head. We're going to do what I call goalpost arms, also known as cactus arms. Then elbows. Your forearms are kind of next to your head. we're gonna go into a movement called lying down hip rocks. So we're just gonna let our knees rock back and forth. So to do that, make sure your feet are hip width apart. We wanna keep them a little bit further apart to get into this pose a little bit more easily. Take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, let your knees fall to the left-hand side. Try to keep your shoulder blades flat on the mat. Inhale, coming back up to center, and then exhale, letting your knees fall to the right-hand side. Inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back up to center, and exhale to the right. Continuing with this nice fluid movement, inhaling up, and then exhaling down. So this is called lying down hip rocks. It's a great movement to engage your hips, get a little bit of flexibility in your hips. So if you wake up in the morning or if you've been seated for a long time, movements like this are great before you start a lot of activity because it's a very gentle way to engage your hips. You're kind of lubricating them, you're getting that blood flowing through them, which helps them to move a little bit more easily and without much pain. Continuing to breathe, you're also stretching out the side of your body. So wherever your knees fall in this next movement, let them hang out there. Feel this nice stretch along the side of your body that's facing up. For me, it's my right-hand side. Feeling this nice stretch into my hips, into my abdomen, into my glutes, a little bit into my sciatic nerve. Deep inhale, coming back up to center, passing through. Exhale, lowering them to the opposite side. Feeling this nice stretch on the opposite side of your body. Continuing to breathe. Nice deep inhale. Let's bring those knees back up to center. Let's rock a few more times. So I like to move through this nice and slowly. I teach this one as part of a pre-run yoga as well. And in that one, we move a little faster, but that's to increase the blood flow to your body and to warm up your body. This is a sequence where I like to move a little bit more slowly because it is relaxing. It's really nice to feel the stretch in your back and your hips. So I like to move nice and slowly. Kind of calm yourself down from the day. We'll go one more time in each direction, exhaling as you lower your knees, inhaling as they come back up to center. And then we'll bring those knees back up into the center one final time. Extend your arms up above your head. Bend your elbows, grasp the opposite elbow with the opposite hand, and then let your knees fall apart to the opposite sides. Bring the soles of your feet together. Make any small adjustments that you need to. Lift your hips up off the mat if you need to reposition your back, and let yourself relax in guppy pose. You can close your eyes if you want, and now do a quick body check. Let's pay attention to our hips. If your hips are tight and this is uncomfortable and causing a little bit of pain, you have two options. You can move your feet a little bit further away from your body. That will take off some of the pressure. Or you can place pillows or yoga blocks underneath your knees. That's going to support your knees and help to take some of that pressure off of your hips. So guppy pose. This is my favorite pose, and I always include this in all of my yoga sessions. It's a great way to open up your hips, as you can feel. It takes pressure off of your lower back. It's a great way to help ease any pain or tightness you feel in your lower back from a long day of sitting or standing. Your shoulders are up and above, your arms are up and above your head, so that brings your shoulders back and down, helping you to stand up nice and tall. It helps to correct your posture as well. Coming up even further, this helps to take pressure off of your mind. It's a really relaxing pose that helps you to fall asleep. You can close your eyes in this pose, and you can nod off. You can very safely fall asleep in this pose. Just make sure your hands are on top of the pillow if you decide to do that. It keeps your shoulders in better alignment with your body. Continuing to breathe. Nice deep inhale. And full exhale. Let yourself relax into this pose. Release all tension. Release all of your tightness. Release all of your stress. One more deep inhale. When you inhale, hold it for 1, 2, 3, and then fully exhale. Now let's extend your legs straight out in front of you. Extend your arms straight up above your head. Come into a nice full body stretch. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Let's bring those arms down to your sides. You can either stay here if you like and go into your own Shavasana, or you can come up to a seated position. We can bring the palms of our hands together and celebrate the wonderful yoga that we've just done, the wonderful gift that we've just given to our bodies, the gift of relaxation, of movement, and flexibility. Let's bring our fingertips to our forehead as we bow to one another and say namaste. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful yoga class, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great day.